Gentlemen, I have just watched the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. As of recording this video, it is November 16th, and you're probably going to be watching this video on November 17th because I needed to record this video of my overall thoughts and reaction of this fight here. I both have some positive things to say, but I also have some negative, possibly controversial things to say about this fight and event right here between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Let's start with positive things here. I think Mike Tyson should be very proud of himself of what he has achieved and accomplished from this fight here. Mike Tyson is 58 years old and he went to camp for 6 months of doing conditional training, of doing boxing drills and boxing training, and he has also been dealing with personal health issues throughout this entire process of arranging this fight. And even though that was the case, he persevered and he actually went to war with Jake Paul for 8 2-minute rounds, and I think that is a huge accomplishment for a 58-year-old man to do, especially when the opponent is a 27-year-old Jake Paul, who is actively athletically prime at the moment, and he has also achieved some great things here and there. But I think Mike Tyson is an insane person to actually say yes for this opportunity. He earned $20 million from this fight here, from his loss, and even though he lost, I think he should be proud of himself of actually achieving such a huge thing as of the age of 58 years old. I don't know anyone who would ever say yes to a fight like that while being 58 years old. I think it is athletically impressive and a huge accomplishment. The only other positive thing I have to say here is that I'm very happy to see Jake Paul actually giving Mike his flowers before it's too late and giving him all of his respect for actually showing up to the fight and being active in the fight. But these were the only positive things I have to say about this event here, because Jake Paul shouldn't have been fighting a 31-year older man than himself that is way past his prime. Mike Tyson's last professional fight was over 20 years ago. Mike Tyson has been dealing with personal health issues throughout the build-up of this fight. He was hospitalized, but he still persevered to actually say yes to this event and earn himself $20 million. If that was worth it, we could discuss that, but that was his personal choice. He is a grown man, almost 60 years old, so it was his decision to participate in this fight or not. But in order for Jake Paul to really prove himself to the boxing world, he should 100% fight an active boxer who is still in his prime and not a social media personality. Actually fight a top tier, top class, world class championship boxer who is still active, who is still in his prime, to really tell the world, I am the boxer Jake Paul, because that is what Jake Paul wants. But fighting a post prime Mike Tyson who has been dealing with health issues and is not really fit to fight someone 31 years younger than him, it's not really the move to really tell the world who you are and who you want to be. Even though Jake Paul paid his respects to Mike Tyson, I still think this fight should have never happened. They both got a huge payday, they got paid a lot of money to participate in this fight, but I don't think this fight should have ever happened. Jake Paul has been fighting basketball players, social media personalities like himself, and boxers past their prime, and UFC fighters who are not boxers but mixed martial arts athletes, which is not really a boxer per se. But if he wants to prove himself as a true professional top flight boxer, he should fight one. That is just my opinion. I know that many other people have been saying the same thing over and over again. But even though that's the case, I think it's a huge accomplishment of Jake Paul having 11 professional fights and winning the majority of them and only having 1 loss. Some people watching this video might say that I shouldn't have anything to say about this fight or say anything about Jake Paul and his boxing career because I'm not a professional boxer. Even though that is the case, I have 5 years of boxing experience and I have been a part of the highest flight of boxing in my local area, but I don't have any real fight experience. But even though that is the case, I feel entitled enough to say that both did an amazing job in the ring, but it was clear as day that Mike Tyson wasn't really the right fit for this fight. He was wobbling and dodging Jake Paul's shots very well, but he only threw 18 punches throughout the entire fight, while Jake Paul threw 79 punches. This was statistically a very unfair fight, and in my opinion an event that shouldn't have ever happened. This was not fair at all, both on paper and statistically, and what we saw in the end was not entertaining at all. I was in agony the entire time watching a 58-year-old Mike Tyson wobbling and being tired after the second round. At the same time, I was very impressed of Mike's energy in the first and second round, throwing punches, throwing very good punches, but afterwards he was wobbling and it was very clear to see that he was tired. I don't think this fight should have ever happened once again. I think Jake Paul is trying to prove his point with the wrong answers. Again, he should have been fighting an athletically prime boxer as himself, who is a championship fighter, and to really prove himself on that level. He tried to do it with Tommy Fury, who is an active boxer and in the family of Tyson Fury, which is one of the best heavyweight boxers ever, but he lost that fight. So in order to really prove himself, he should be fighting someone in their athletic prime to really show the world that he is one of the best boxers around, but he doesn't do it. He does the exact opposite, and boxing people who are not boxers, who are either mixed martial artists or athletes from another sport, or as seen with Mike Tyson, a boxer way past his prime. So in my opinion, this fight was a total flop. Financially it probably did very well and they both got paid a lot of money, as I said previously, but I think that Jake Paul's point was not proven in any way, and it was just shown that this fight should have never happened. People like Dana White and KSI and other people on social media have told Jake time and time again that this fight should have never happened and probably shouldn't have happened ever.
When are you gonna stop fighting gimmick fights? You gonna call Mike Tyson a gimmick?
I think he just called Mike Tyson a gimmick.
When this fight happens, Tyson will be 58 years. Under any circumstances, a fucking almost 60-year-old man shouldn't be fighting a 27-year-old guy. When he actually fought somebody who was a boxer, who had the same type of record he has, who is his age and who is his size, he fucking lost. So they're never gonna go that fucking route again.
So Netflix, you don't have to...
Brilliant move too, because you don't have to go pay. Everybody has fucking Netflix.
So
Why are you so against the fight?
I'm not against it. I love Mike Tyson, and nobody wants to see Mike get beat by this fucking jerk off.
But even though it did, the world was on Mike Tyson's side and only gave him the praise that he deserved, and just clowning Jake Paul. And I think that it's not really deserved, but at the same time I can see why people will be upset with Jake Paul fighting a 31 years older person who is way past his prime compared to Jake Paul, who is athletically prime right now. It really didn't make any sense at all, and I think the same. This fight shouldn't have ever happened, and I think it's low-key a disgrace. But other than that, I think the prior fight with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano was a very entertaining fight. These women knew how to fight and it was such an entertaining event, but overall Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul shouldn't have happened in my opinion. What do you think of this event here? Did you watch it? Do you care? Do you not care at all? Do you have some things that you would like to say about this event that I either missed in my discussion about this whole thing here? Do you think Mike Tyson should have said no to the fight? Do you think it's justified that he would be fighting someone 31 years younger than him? And what do you think of Jake Paul? Do you think he is a total idiot? Do you think that Jake Paul was in the right here of challenging someone 31 years older than him, way past their prime? Leave your comments down in the comment section below. I would love to see what thoughts you have to say down there. And did you enjoy my video where I discuss and talk about things like Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson and the whole fighting event here? Then leave a like and subscribe to the Men's Improvement YouTube channel for more videos about fragrances, grooming, style, fashion, skincare, fitness, watches, everything that will make you, gentlemen, the best possible versions of yourselves. The last few things I want to ask you, gentlemen, is to smile more because it's free. And I want you to watch these two videos right here. This one here below is going to be my latest upload rest. This one up here is going to be video that YouTube algorithm thinks you will enjoy.